Welcome back to John Madden Sales. In this episode of the Madden Method, we're going to go over how to properly mount and dismount your horse, and we have Beezie here to go over it with us.
So the first thing I do when I'm mounting is I check the surroundings. I've brought dairy here out in the middle of the rain in case if there were other horses working around. I don't want them interfering with me getting on, coming at the horse, or acting up just as I'm getting on. So next thing I would do is check my girth, and want to make sure it's snug enough that when I get on, if he were to act up or spook or anything, that the girth is tight enough. And I check the other side too. I like my girths to be pretty much on the same hole on each side when I get on. Then I can adjust it as needed when I get on. And really important is to make sure this outside stirrup is down, because you don't want to get on and have this still up, and then again, if anything happens that spooks the horse or the horse were to be fidgety to get on, you don't want to be trying to pull your stirrup down as you're getting on. And obviously the inside stirrup is down as well. And I would put the reins over his head. He knows pretty much what I'm doing. I like just swinging the reins like that over the head is easiest. Some people prefer to reach over the head. That's probably better with a less experienced horse. Next thing I would do is always have the check that your chin strap is fastened. That's the last thing I do always before I get on. And as I'm walking around, of course, I check the tack, the keepers, nose band, make sure everything's properly fastened. And then Becky's gonna help give me a leg up here. Which rein you hold tighter than the other is a little controversial, but I have Dairy Lou here who's quite experienced, and I think with an experienced horse, I prefer to hold the outside rein a little tighter so that he doesn't learn to walk off on me. If I were on a younger horse and I was worried about getting on or that the horse would come into me, then I would turn the inside rein so that if he goes forward, his haunches are going to swing to the outside. But Dairy Lou here knows what I'm doing pretty good. Most important thing, one hand on both reins. If you have a stick's in that hand, and it's just in front of the withers. My second hand is going to go at the pommel, where a lot of people like to put their hands here, or sometimes one hand on the front of the saddle, one hand here, but then as I swing my leg over, I've got to move my hand, and I don't want to have to do that. So it's much safer, much more proper mounting to have the right hand on the pommel, the left hand on the neck, and I take a good hold of the mane just so that my left hand is pretty secure. If he wants to back, I just wait him out. And then Becky is going to grab my ankle with her right hand and with her left hand just in front of my knee, just under my knee. And some people count 1, 2, 3 and up, but I usually just go. So when Becky feels me go down, she knows that's a signal that I'm going to go up, and I'm going to give a jump and get up. So here we go. And when I get up, again, this is why I want my hand on the pommel, because I want to be able to hold my seat out of the saddle and then just slip my feet into the stirrups before I sink down on him. If I were to have my hand back here on the cantle and have to move it forward, it usually results in kind of flopping in the saddle, startling the horse, or being hard on the horse's back. And this way, I can hold myself up there as long as I need to, get my stirrups, and sink in the saddle. Then, I like a horse that stands like this. It's good to teach them to stand. And then I adjust my girth. I check this side first, put it up one, and like I said earlier, I've had them adjusted so that the girth is on the same hole on each side, so that when I adjust one side and then the other, they're going to be equal again. If he wants to walk away, I just ask him to wait for me. If I were to need to adjust my stirrups or anything, I'd like to do that before he walks away too. I'd say the only exception to that would be if you have a horse that's a little girthy and you want to let him walk a few steps before you tighten the girth again. The other is if you're on a young horse, I think you preferably want them to walk forward so that they don't learn to go backwards as you're getting on. But with a maid horse like this, they should stand and wait, like he's doing. So I'm also going to include the proper way to dismount a horse while we're at at this. And again, I have Derry Lou here. And again, I've checked my surroundings. I'm in the center of the ring where it should be fairly safe, even if there were other horses working around here. If I have a stick, I want my stick in my left hand to get off, because my hands are going to be in similar position as they were when I did the leg up. First thing you do, take your feet out of the stirrups, both feet, and I'm going to rest my right hand on the pommel like this, my left hand a little further up the neck, and again, I can grab a little mane or whatever I want to do. And then I want to get a good swing so that most important thing is not to hit the horse in the butt, because that's going to spook them. And secondly, is to try to control yourself so you have a nice landing. You don't want to land and fall backwards and startle the horse that way either. So here I'm going to get a good swing, lift myself up with my right hand, and then my left leg kind of pushes myself away from the horse as I'm coming down. Sometimes I don't have a person to give me a leg up, so we have here a ladder that we use to get on, and I'm going to do proper mounting with the ladder. So I want the ladder a little behind his front legs and far enough away that if he steps one direction, he's not going to step into the ladder. As I get on the ladder, he should stand here like he does. Again, this is for more made horse. You'd have somebody holding him if you had a young horse, or one that hasn't been gotten on from the ladder before. I'm going to use my outside rein a little more than the inside, and I make sure, again, both stirrups are down. My foot goes in the stirrup. I try to put my toe right on the girth so I'm not kicking the horse as I get on. Left hand on the mane again, right hand on the pommel. I can swing over and gently put my foot in the stirrup and then sink down. And again, he should stand. If he gets fidgety and moves away, what I want to do is turn his head to the left and his haunches to the right so that his hind legs don't get in the ladder. Or again, if somebody's helping you, as soon as you step up, they can pull the ladder away if there's any danger that the horse is going to not stand for you.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Madden Method. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.